Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 21st, and welcome to the first episode on the Retire on Options channel. Again, quick recap. I decided to make a new YouTube channel because I was combining too much within the one channel, and it wasn't really helping, the algorithm. Because when people they search for, I guess, a certain type of content, they kind of want you to stick to your niche, right? And even though high yield dividends, ETFs, dividend stocks in general are, kind of correlated with options trading individually, it doesn't seem that way, for most people. It's either one side or the other, at least per the algorithm that I'm seeing. Anyway, no need to bore you on that anymore. So going forward, any separate options content will be done on this channel. As you can see, I'm up to 90 subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing, even though I had no content. So I'm hoping with your help, by the end of this video, we will hit 100 subscribers, which again, yeah, that'll be a milestone for this new channel. So as I'm speaking, or as you're snoozing along the way, maybe go share it somewhere. Go retweet it. Because I don't even know if this is working on X right now. They're having difficulties. But if you want to help me hit 100 before the end of the video, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, let's get to it. Of course, I still have to do a Bitcoin update on the price. By the way, thank you, brother, for confirming the audio. Bitcoin, not bad. Considering, the whole tariff situation, they overturned it and they went back and said 10% on everyone. I don't know, whatever, man. It's at 68, could be worse. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. All right, now let's start from scratch here. So when I do options trading, keep in mind I am almost always focused on income. My account, has a job, and your account has a job. Everyone's account has a job. So you have to always look at it that way. You can't just do options because someone else does it. You have to do it to what your goal is and what you need it for. So just keep in mind, this account that I'm trading options in, it pays the bills, right? It pays my mortgage. It pays the cell phone bill. It pays this bill, it pays that bill. And I cover that at the, the end of the month. But the point is, I am focused on income. Of course, I want growth, no doubt about that. But I am mainly focused on income. So keep that in mind. So I'm working on a few strategies. Of course, yes, the wheel. I'm doing the wheel a little here and there. But the main strategy right now, which we're just calling the RODY, is consistent of basically 3 long legs and 1 short leg, right? So we have, when I say long, I'm talking about long dated further expiration. So what we do, if you think about IWM, which again, that's based on the Russell, it's an expensive stock, ETF, whatever, and it's unaffordable when you trade via the wheel. But if you do it through this 3-legged monster, we shall call it, you can buy the call. Again, poor man's covered call. People typically do that and to save money. But this is just an addition on top of that, selling a put on top of it, right? So you buy the call, you sell the put. Again, that's considered the synthetic combo. And that sell put is a credit, a large credit, which will discount you on the expense of the buy call. However, that gives you the full downside exposure, and it also requires the full collateral, which kind of defeats the purpose of saving money, and you might as well do the wheel, right? Basically. But that's why we add the 3rd leg, which is the buy put, the downside protection. So now consider, okay, this is basically a collar, right? You add the collar. I know these fancy names they got for everything. Garbage truck, right on time. All right. So again, we buy the put in order to protect our downside in this example, this was, this is an old price. IWM has gone up since. We sold the put at 250 and we bought the put at 235. The gap is $15, right? So that is the spread, and that is the amount at risk. That is the amount we have to post for collateral, of course, multiplied by the number of shares and contracts and whatnot. But so basically, yeah, it may cost some money to buy the put, but between the sell put and the buy put, it's an overall credit, which still, again, offsets the expense of the buy call, but giving you some downside exposure. All right, that's the gist. And then there's the Zicket, aka kind of like the zebra with a call, which you buy, 2 calls long dated, you sell a call long dated, and then you keep one extra to play around with, right? And you sell calls weekly, and hopefully, again, it works out. I'm not going to dive any deeper into that because, again, most of you here, at least live, are already familiar with this. So it's like I'm repeating myself. I won't go through the definitions. I'm not going to really go through the rules either on this video, but I have been like putting a screen print of the Qs and their chart every week just to always take a look because, again, the Qs are my most expensive position, and to be honest, they're them and IWM are my most successful position. So using the strategy I just spoke of, indexes have treated me the best. The individual tickers have not been as nice. A lot of them have not been as nice. But anyway, the current price of QQQ is $609, right? I have a synthetic position, just FYI, of 615, I believe. So the question is, like, what's going to happen? What are we doing? Like, what is the price? Where is it going? Right? And why is that blocked? It looks like the low. I have it here too. 52-week low, 402. Okay. So the 52-week low is $402. All right. That's for the 1 year over here to the right. That's down here. And then the 52-week high is 637. Right now it's at 609. My cost basis is 615. Is that cost basis safe? Did I get in at a good price? Again, we don't know. But here's the chart. Here's the 1 year chart. Here's the 200 EMA. And we are above that. You can see it's trending up, which is a good thing, right? It's at what? 580-ish, 575-ish. But the 100 EMA is above the current price. I wish it had, there's got to be a way to add like the numbers attached to it. But it looks like it's around my 615 range. So again, I don't know. And I got a couple other things. I do have the Bollinger Bands. And I also have the 50-day EMA as well. So again, but that's the 100, and I always just focus on the 200 and the 100. I do have that, jibber jabber in between, which as we learn things, I'll try to explain it better. But even here, the 100, I think we're priced just, under the 100, but we are well above the 200. So this seems to be a safe range, at least since I've been trading it, and based on what I see on the chart, which again, I know nothing about charts, so take it with a grain of salt. Is that what they say? Is that the saying? All right, let's move on here. Let's try 200. What is this? Close this. There you go. All right. You guys still awake? Should I check my subs? Let's see. Is this going to refresh automatically? Come on, guys. You're slacking here. Come on, bro. Only need 10. Only need 10. All right. Anyway, let's look at open. We got, again, the 3-legged monster here. We chose, when we opened this, it was a $7 position, $7 cost basis, basically. $5 was the buy put. So the spread is $2 or $200 per contract. We have 10 contracts. So the actual full spread is $2,000, which is, the collateral I need to put up. All right, and I have that information, if you guys are familiar with this spreadsheet here. So this is, the downside. I think I have that here too. This is the maximum loss. But anyway, open has been not good. They had a good day yesterday, and I could show you that real quick, and I was very happy, but it still barely moved the freaking needle. Oh, look at this. After hours, it already dropped another percent. I mean, yesterday it was up as high as 17, 18%, 16%, whatever. You can see here, and then it came back down to reality kind of. And it looks like, yes, it's under $5 again, which again, my cost basis is 7. So I typically do not want to sell calls under my cost basis because it puts me in a bad position. So what I've been doing with open, since I have 10 contracts, is I've been selling calls going out a little further because if I look at my open position, it expires November. This is the synthetic, the three-legged monster, November of 2020. November 20th of this year. So I'm selling calls everywhere. I got a 7 at 320. I got 2 7s at 327, and I got 3 7s at April 2nd. So, I mean, again, I did 3 this week. I did 2 last week, and I guess 1 the week before. But it's not much, but it's better than nothing. So again, there was 2 angles to this. Well, there's 3 actually. I do nothing. I sell calls under my cost basis, or I sell calls at my cost basis and just go out a little further. And that's what I decided to do. So for this week, you could see I did make $49. The difference here is now I have individual contracts. But I guess, at the same time, that is the beauty of having 10 contracts. I have the flexibility. If open were to run up like it did, like crazy, and it goes up, above 7, I'll still have, 4 contracts left, because right now I have 6 in, pending. But again, if it runs up to 7, great. If it runs past 7, great. I will gladly be happy about that. If it goes down continuously, then obviously these calls will be in a profitable position. It's not what I want, though, right? It's not what I want. I want it to go up. I want it to catch up to this strike price here. So anyway, that's what I'm doing with open. I made $49. Total that I'm shelling out is $3,830. If you're wondering how I calculated that number, it's over here now. Again, the synthetic cost, the original cost of the full synthetic is $1,830. The amount of collateral I have to put up, which is the put, the spread between the puts, is $2,000, making $3,830. So that's where I get that number. So that's what I'm saying is the capital I am putting up front for this. So if I make $49 a week and I'm putting up capital of $3,830, even though I'm not using all the contracts, doesn't matter. That's an ROI of 1.28% for the week. And if I multiply that times 52 weeks, that would be 66% on an annualized basis, which again, it's not bad. It's not great. You could see up here, I was doing some serious money, but that's when open was trading at a reasonable price. Now it's just getting its butt kicked. So speaking of that, I'll have to do a little zoom out here now. I guess 150 is going to be the range for this. You could see I do plug in every week the current value of the position. So my buy call right now, I paid $305 per share when I started it. Now it's worth $1.06. Well, that sucks, right? But again, it makes sense because the price of open went down. Because when I open these, I'm typically at the money. So open was probably around $7 at the time. So obviously it's dropped $2, and this option basically dropped $2. So you can see from $3 to $1. So yeah, it is what it is. And then of course the sell put part, I got a credit of $263, but if I wanted to close it, I got to pay $296. Well, that sucks. Yeah. But again, luckily I have till 11:20. However, this is why we also buy the put. You could see the put, it cost me $1.41. I can actually make money on the put protection because it is protecting me. It's offsetting the damage here. So, but in the end, if I wanted to close out my synthetic position, I would have to pay $385, right? Again, from here on out, the additional max loss will be $2,000, which is the spread between the two puts. But again, unless I'm not happy with the position, with the holding, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep this open. I'm going to make it work. We're going to make some money. But to be honest, would I do another open position on the RODY? No, I would not. I'd probably, if anything, I would just do a leap, or as we say, hoppers. Okay, so that's the update on open. Again, you can see open is struggling. It is what it is. Let me know if you have any questions as we go. So SOFI, I hate you too, SOFI. What is going on? Well, let's just say I have 5 contracts expiring in May. We're in February, so, and it's not looking good. My cost basis for these, it's over here, $28. $28. And SOFI, man, it's getting beat up. It's not nice. Like the 5-day here, it was down 3% this week. The 1 month, we're down 27%. I mean, it's just not. I always say it was the best. I've been saying it's the best fund for the RODY, but man, they're getting beat down. I don't even know, but hey, it is what it is. So again, my cost basis is 28. So I'm kind of doing the same thing I did on open. I'm selling calls that expire March 6, March 13, March 20, March 27. This week I had 2 trades. So I basically made $54. And I shelled out this week. No, this week, sorry, I apologize. This week I made nothing because that was for last week. This week I made nothing because I didn't see an opportunity. I had 1 contract that I was able to play with, and I did look, all right, should I sell a call on it? No, the options chain sucked, especially at $28 strike. So I decided I'm going to leave it alone. You know, let's hope Monday we pop. Let's hope Tuesday we pop. Let's hope SOFI wakes the hell up. If not, again, it is what it is. And by the way, I did already make what my original expense was for the synthetic. So I am at house money there. However, we do have the full downside, don't forget. So if we go to the holdings, we can still lose $2,100 additional, you know, on the synthetic. Right now we're down 1642 if I were to close it out. But don't forget, yes, obviously we did make money on covered calls. So far we have made, where is it? 2,000 right here, $2,818, which obviously, you know, is more than the expense of that. So that's good. So anyway, again, this expires in 83 days, right? Yeah, so 5/15 minus today, 83 days. That's not a lot. That's less than 3 months. And what am I going to be able to do with this? Not much, to be honest. So I'm at the point, because I do have another SOFI position, which also is struggling. But this one, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to have to close it out at some point anyway. But, you know, we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. All right, so here's the other SOFI position. I thought I was smart, and, you know, during the dip, quote unquote dip, I added the 25, and then it dipped again. So I added the 23, it dipped again, and then I added the 20. And then here we are, we're at 1891. It's like, okay, am I adding more? Like, to what point is this dip over with? But for now, my cost basis on this position is 2267. So I can sell calls at 23 or above. And I'm doing that, right? I have 3, I'm able to sell 3 contracts. I only have 2 of them going. And this one obviously was a $24 strike, and it expired worthless. I don't know if I know. Yeah, I did notate that. And then we have the other one that expires not next week, but the week after. But again, we'll have 2 contracts to play with if SOFI decides to move up for next week. All right. But, you know, for this week, I don't think I didn't make any money for this week. So on both SOFIs, they did not help me hit my income goal. All right. So, and what is my weekly goal, by the way? How much do I need to make in order to pay off my original expense? It's 1668. So obviously 0 is less than 1668. So ideally next week, I'm going to have to do something. We're going to have to make some moves here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll add, because again, don't forget, look at the expiration date of this. I went long. I'm talking 28, brother, 28. So it's not too late to add to this. So if they do drop to 18, man, you know, I'm going to have to make a call. Like, all right, am I long on SOFI? Do I believe in SOFI? Then man up. Add to your synthetic, bro. Lower your cost basis, right? Because if I add an 18, let's look here. Let's see what it would be. Go like this. Well, it's too much work. But yeah, so basically if you do 18 plus 20 plus 23 plus the awful 25, and you divide that by 4, that'll be your average. So then I'll be lowering my average to 2150, which means if I could sell calls at like 22 and above, which is better, right? It's not much movement, but hey, it's better than 23. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. But anyway, yeah, my SOFI position, struggle bus, but it's still early. I got time, plenty of time on that. It's the other one I'm worried about that expires in May. Okay, let's talk about ELF. I'm not going to really go through their synthetic, but my average cost basis is 75. And so, yeah, so what happened this week? Well, last week, why is this still here? I rolled, no, okay. So yeah, this week I had an $84 strike. And guess what, man? I didn't even know this because I wasn't paying. I've been so busy at work. I looked at ELF on Friday. Look at the 5-day, man. ELF went up 15%. I'm like, what? I thought my strike was safe. I had an $84 strike. At the time, it was 3.93% out of the money. And then yesterday, it was 10% in the money. I'm like, holy crap. So I I had to do a rolling order, clearly. So I made the decision. I tried to roll it up to 85, not going to lie. And it said debit. I said, no, thank you, sir. So I'm not paying you to roll my freaking covered call. So I rolled it at 84. I kept it at 84. They paid me $65. Not bad, not bad. Because again, I want to see like what is the wall. By the way, I'm using StockTools.app. He's got this little JEX trading range, and I'm pulling up, say, you know, actually, can I pull up all expirations again? I forget how. But either way, if we just look at like next week's expiration, what is the wall? I mean, it looks like, well, the call wall is actually less. I'm going to refresh this page. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so it defaults to SPY. So I want to see ELF's, you know, based on all expirations, the call wall is 100. Like, so is that true resistance? Is ELF like, because ELF is at what, 93? Is it really going to go much higher? It's showing resistance of 100 and then support at 80. So again, I don't know. I have to, you know, think about this, but we'll see. In the meantime, it's like, I don't believe this 94. I think it'll come down next week. Or at least I hope it will. But for now, I made $65 based on using capital of 2028. That's a 166% annualized yield. So my ELF position is doing great. In fact, if I closed it out today, I would make 1,990 additional on the synthetic. Okay. That's a realized gain of 1,462 plus whatever I made on the calls. All right. But again, no, I'm not going to do that. We have 83 days. Let's play around. Let's enjoy it and see how it goes. Another thought is, right, what about this? You see this? The sell put, the buy put. Should I just close these? It cost me $207 to close these out. And then I have no downside, right? but again, that's just an expense that I may not need to pay. So that's a decision, you know, I would have to make, if that makes sense. All right. Checking in with the comments. What's going on? We're at 91. All right, that's a good steal. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, there you go. 91. All right, we need 9 more before this is over. So you're all well, there's 20 of you. So between 20, you can get 9. All right. So go share it. Go share it while we're live on X, on YouTube, on this, that, and the other thing, because you know, we can't stop till we hit 100. Can't stop, won't stop. All right. Anyway, so that's the update on ELF. Let's move on to my god-awful position on Palantir. Palantir, I have a cost basis of 185. So if I go here, what am I doing? Well, I'm getting my ass kicked. That's what I'm doing. Let's hide last week's. We don't need that. So how many contracts do we have? We have 2 contracts. So I'm able to sell calls on 2 positions. I had one expiring yesterday at 185. Look at the current price of Palantir. I mean, seriously, bro. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It was actually up for the week, but look at this, man. Over the past month, we're down 20%. 3 months, we're down 18%. You know, it's just not good timing, right? It's just not good timing. So I had a 185. Obviously, it expired worthless yesterday. I didn't roll it because, again, I wasn't going to get crap because I'm trying to keep my strike at 185. But obviously, at this point, I have to lower my strike or just move on. Just get out of this position. So if I do decide to move on, if I go to the holdings, how much is this going to cost me? A lot, unfortunately. You could see, based on how much the position, what my additional downside is $7,500. Right now, if I close it out, I would only lose about $5,500. So I have to, you know, look at it that way, because look at the expiration date. The expiration date is May 15th. Do we think it's going to hit my cost basis by May 15th? 3 months, less than 3 months away of 185. Do we? Maybe. Probably not. Maybe there's a maybe. I'm not seeing it. So I don't know. Again, I've been wanting to get out of my Palantir position because, long story short, is, I'll say it again, I'm not an individual stock picker. All right. I'm not. I'm just I'm an index guy. I'm not even a chart guy. So I got to stick to, you know, the safest option out there, and that's trading the indexes. All right. I actually need to, let me go do something real quick. I'm going to pull this up. I got to go run and do something. But while I'm running, I'm going to throw some music on, and I want you guys to at least get me one more sub. All right. Let's put some music on for you guys, and I'll be right back. All right, Dance Pop is up, and we're still at 91. Oh no. All right, let's see. Refresh. Nope. All right. All right. So, you know what? While we're sitting here, I'm going to retweet myself. Give me a second. We got time, right? Let's see. Copy. Posts aren't allowed. Is Twitter down? Okay. I put the I put it on X. Let's see if that does anything. All right, back to our regular scheduled program. Sorry. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're talking about losing money on Palantir. Oh yeah. We made income through covered calls, which is great. 3,264. And that did pay. We go to the holdings. That did wait. 3,264. 276. Why am I showing house money? 3,276. Hold on, I gotta fast forward here. $276. Let's go to Palantir. Three 3,354. Oh, side piece. Duh. Okay. Yeah, that's why. Because we were doing put spreads. We had something called side pieces we were doing, and that obviously helped. So yeah, I should probably put the side piece amount here because I did hide that tab. But anyway, the moral of the story is this is a losing position right now in RODY, and I'm probably gonna close it out in the coming months or so. If Palantir, do I have anything to lose holding it? Yes, actually, if it went down more, I could lose the additional 2,000, on top, or I could cut my ties with it and close it out now, which is probably, the wiser position. If you think, the wiser move. So I don't know. Give me your thoughts. For those of you familiar with the RODY, what would you do? What would you do? What? This channel isn't monetized. No, it's not. So you couldn't use actual music? No, because I'll still get the a strike. I can't be using music that's not mine. It don't matter monetized or not. Let's see. Does this channel have its own X? It does not. I'm not that crazy. I'll still just have the one X page. So when I can, when I simulcast, I'll still do the simulcast on the Retire on Dividends Twitter page. Thank you for asking. Good morning, Parabolic. Parabolic had about 10 open options trades. She's like a pro already. Go check out her tweet from yesterday. Pro fast guy, health and wealth. What's going on, guys? So yeah, this is not monetized, but I don't care. Again, I just wanted to separate the channels, make this specific to options, trading individually, because again, there's people who want to hear, options discussions that don't care about the high yield ETFs. And then there's vice versa. So why not segregate the two? If people like both, then great. They can subscribe to both channels. Makes sense? Anyway, what else we got? All right, let's get moving here. So for Palantir, I mean, I don't. It's garbage. That's the story there. All right, let's move on to my great positions. All right, there are good positions here. IWM is one. Again, that's based on the index, Russell 2000. Great, wonderful. Currently, I have a 260 synthetic, one contract, because that's all I can afford. Broke ass, right? And how is IWM doing? They're at 264. Okay, that's fine. But how are my covered calls doing? Again, I'm selling weekly covered calls, trying to make money, trying to use that money to pay the bills. So for yesterday, I had a 268 strike price. We closed at 264. I waited until about 3:30-ish p.m. till all the theta decayed away, and the option was about 1 penny to close, right? It actually was a penny to close if you look here. So I did a rolling order, which is a buy to close on the old and a sell to open on the new. So the sell to open on the new, I know you can't see this, but on the top in the formula, I made 161 per share minus 1 penny, which was the buy to close. So I got paid $160 for rolling this to the same strike price, by the way, 268, which is 1.42% out of the money. But keep in mind, this is an index. You know, normally you'd look at that covered call, you'd be like, that's a little tight, bruh. That's a little tight. What if you blow through that, bruh? Well, again, it's okay because I do have the long position in the synthetic, right? I do have the buy call. I'll make money if it goes up. But again, this is a fairly decent cushion. The delta on this is 0.32. Again, most consider that to say 32% chance of assignment, which, you know, that's good odds, right? So ideally, what's the perfect scenario? What do I want to happen for next week? I want IWM to close at 267.99. No, I'm just kidding. Probably like 267 though, and that way I could roll it again. I'll wait till 3:30. I'll wait till 3:45. I will pay a penny to close it out. That way, this is 99.99% profit. And then I'll open a new position. And what I would do, I would actually roll it up at that point if it were to go to 267. Does that make sense? All right. Also, I did pull up. Let's pull up our friend's website. By the way, go check it out. StockTools.app. It's a great website. I'm going to have them on to show us how it works again. Don't worry. But I want to pull up IWM. I'm trying to get used to this GEX tool because, again, I suck at charting and I don't have time to really, be any good at it anytime soon. So if I look at the single expiration of IWM, I'm just looking at the walls. What is the call wall? The call wall is 263. Okay. What is my strike? 268. So people are, I guess that tells me that more. Wait, what am I looking at? Wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, 263. So I guess the majority of the calls they're selling calls at 263, even though the current price is 264. So does that mean, I guess they're bearish? Maybe because of the tariff thing? I don't know. So maybe I should have been a little more aggressive. I don't see. That's the thing. I didn't use this before I did it, but I'm not. I don't know if I'd go in the money though. To be honest, that would have been a nice payout though if I did go in the money. But whatever. I made $160. If you look down here, so this position, total at risk, total capital at risk out. That went out the door or that's pending on collateral. 4,269. So if I made 160 using 4,269, that is a return of 3.75%. Or if you annualize that, sucker, 194%. Isn't that beautiful? You're so pretty. All right. Subscriber update. Bro, come on, bro. Come on. Move. Wow, my tweet didn't do crap. Nobody gives a damn anymore, you mean people. All right. I know. We're trying here. We're trying. The struggle's real. Struggle bus. All right, let's keep going. All right. So we got the IWM holdings. So far, again, my cost base is what, 260. If I were to close out the synthetic, I would make 2,194. But this, again, I'm not doing that. This expires January of next year. So I'm going to make money on this for quite some time. If anything, when I have the capital, what I'm going to do, if I ever get that chance, like if IWM does a dippity doodah, I'll add more contracts, right? If it went down to 250, maybe I'll add another contract. However, IWM doesn't seem to go down. So yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So what are we doing? We're going to move on to the Qs. All right. The Qs are great too, man. They are fantastic. So I have a cost basis of 615, which is great, right? Because the Qs currently are at, if I pull it up here, 608. So it's currently below the 615, which is fine. But why do I have this one up? I keep forgetting to hide the old stuff. Where are we? There we go. All right. So we had a 615 covered call expiring yesterday. That thing, I made 250, right? I made 250. And when I closed the old one, I closed this for a penny. So again, all profit, right? Because at the time, QQQ was 605. I sold it at 615. It was 1.65% out of the money. We had a 28% chance of assignment. Obviously, it was accurate. And we closed around 608. So what I decided to do, I just did a rolling order at 615, which is at my cost basis. And it's also 1.15% out of the money. The delta was a little higher because, again, it makes sense. If you're selling a call on the Qs are 605. 1 week out, you do a 615 strike. That had a 28% chance of assignment. Obviously, if the Qs are at 608 and you're selling a call at 615 1 week out, yes, the likelihood of assignment is greater, meaning, so it's 35%, which is obviously greater than the 28. So that's why the delta, it would be higher on that. Is that risky? Maybe, maybe not. Again, Trump said the 10% tariffs during market hours yesterday. I really did not see any movement, to be honest. I mean, the Supreme Court thing, the overturned thing, I think it turned green after that, but then Trump came out talking, but nothing really, I don't know, but maybe everyone was asleep. It was late Friday. No one was paying attention. So Monday morning, maybe it could just be a bloodbath. So maybe I could have gone more aggressive on my indexes. I don't know. But either way, look what this sucker paid. $385 for selling a call 1.15% out of the money for 1 week. I mean, do you see like the power of this? Yes, I'm putting up a little more money with $8,600, right? Because again, I want to show you the breakdown of this $8,600. So we have $6,100. That's how much my synthetic originally cost. That's out of pocket. Okay, that's fine. And then I have additional downside exposure of $2,500 because that's the put spread. So if I combine the two, yes, that's $8,600. Okay, so that's in use, right? Some's out of pocket, some is at risk. But whatever. I made $385 in 1 week. That's a 4.48% ROI. If I multiply that by times 52, that is a 232% annualized yield. Again, these indexes is what keeps this strategy, good. In trading individual tickers, unless you got a lot of money and you got a lot of belief in those underlyings, is not a good idea, in my opinion. So lesson learned from me. Well, I'm still learning the lessons, right? I took a haircut on Robinhood. I'm probably going to take a haircut on Palantir. But that's okay because I have good news on this, and that's that the indexes are doing rather well. And by the way, when I calculate it, how much do I have to make per week to pay off my investment? of the synthetic, $33.74. How much did I make this week? $385. So obviously I'm on the, I'm on the right path here. So if I go to the Q's holdings, if I decide to, again, close the synthetic, obviously I can make some money, but I'm not going to do that. It's early. Even though it's under my cost basis, obviously I'm actually down. I have an unrealized loss on paper of 1480, but who cares? This is the Q's, bro. We got till 1218. This is a beautiful, beautiful position in my eyes. I don't know what you guys think. All right. Anyway, I see some comments. I'm going to start reading here. Let's see. Yeah, X always sleeps in. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, it is Saturday, right? Long week. I had a long week, man. It was brutal. Ooh. All right. Anyway, what do we got here? Time and effort. Yep. We're impatient here, though. We want that 100. Q's. Yep. All right. Ready to get. Slow down. Slow down. Parabolic going in full speed and options. She's having fun. Need just a few more trades under my belt and a tad more learning. Okay. Look at the subs chart on ROD for day one. You're way ahead. Oh, yeah. From my other channel for sure. Video. I think QQQ 615, 616, where resistance is at for this on the upside next week. Yeah, so I have that up for the GEX. Here we go. Single expiration, September 27th. The call wall here is showing to be 620. But yeah, I feel really it should be lower. Again, with all this tariff crap going on. But again, you can see support 600, resistance 620. That's for the week. Again, this to me is much easier than reading a chart, right? Because I keep saying I'm going to learn the charts. But or I can just use StockTools.app, right? I don't know. It's we'll see, it's really it's pretty cool. But again, I want to, assuming I'm using it right, by the way, we got to get Mr. Rob awake during these videos. All right, so Dylan is fire, that's for sure. Yeah, where's your channel, Dylan? What's going on? We're still waiting, All right, so no big deal, says Dylan on the tariffs. I was this many days in my trading career when I learned. Wait till 315, 345. Yeah, usually, at least with the current strategy I'm doing, that works out. It could burn you, though, depending on which way the market goes. All right, anyway, let's keep going. Thank you all for still being here. All right, let me know if you have any comments or concerns. So we mentioned Zicket in the beginning. So we have RODYs, which we just went through all the RODYs, and now we have the Zickets. The Zicket is a zebra, which is the 3 legs, 2 buy calls, 1 sell call. But we add a weekly call because we're all about income. We got to generate income every week. We got bills to pay. We can't be waiting. We can't be waiting for freaking a year from now to make some money. We got to be making money every single week because the bills keep coming. The bills are going up. Crap's expensive. So what do we got to do? We got to sell calls. So I have 1 contract I could sell calls on Netflix. And by the way, when I started the Zicket on Netflix, guess what happened? Netflix went down. Shocker. I know. It's unbelievable, right? So over the past 3 months, let's see. I don't even know when did I open this position? 12/29, about 2 months ago, two plus. But again, over the past 3 months, you can see what happened. Again, luck of the draw, yet again, not a good stock picker. Went down 28%. So again, we're managing this though. We'll see how it goes. But right now, it's not fantastic. In fact, my covered call Last week, I had to go out until the following week. So I couldn't make any money this week on Netflix, unfortunately. So $0 for me. But let's look at the holdings. What's the, if we net the calls together, we got what? It's worth 1620. And there is no max loss, again, because there are no puts. There is no sell put here, bringing us down. However, the expense up front is a little more, so we're going to have to make more money on the weeklies, on the, the premium on the weeklies. So, but we'll see how it all goes. We have 328 days left. Hoppers, again, that's just, I'm trying to create fancy names. Hoppers is another name for leaps. Don't even look at this. It's quite embarrassing, actually. On September of last year, I opened 2 leaps on open just for the hell of it. It was $9 then. So my leap is $9. Yeah, they ain't worth crap. Oh, the VIX. I forgot to update the numbers. I'll update it. Hold on. All right, so so what is the VIX? What is this VIXing thing we speak of? Well, again, at first, I was trying to understand the VIX, and I understand it to be the fear index, right? So when the VIX goes up, the market is fearful. When the VIX goes down, the market feels safe. The VIX was down. It was staying down for quite some time. It was in the $14 range. So I decided, let me buy a leap on the VIX, $14. And I did. And I chose the furthest expiration, September of this year. And I waited. And I said, okay, let's see how it goes. And if it jumps up to whatever, maybe I can make a profit. By the way, this trade cost me $8 per share. So my break even, right, is 22 bucks. So if it goes to 24, I can make $200 basically. But I decided to do something a little different, and that's sell covered calls on the VIX. Again, you can't buy the VIX, but you can sell options on the VIX. So this week I had a covered call of 24. Now, at the time last week, it was at 1743. I sold a call at 24, 37% out of the money. But again, don't worry about that because the VIX moves, man. The VIX does move. But the delta did show 0.17 and it did pay me $32. So that sucker I rolled. So I rolled for cheap. And by the way, these contracts, the difference with the VIX is they expire Wednesdays. And guess what? Not Wednesday night, Wednesday morning. So I have to set a reminder to myself every single freaking Tuesday to do a rolling order. And I did. So I rolled this sucker. At the time, it was what, 20.29, which is obviously, yes, under the strike price. So it cost very cheap. It cost 7 cents actually to close. I could have waited longer. Obviously, I would have forgot though, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I made $52, 52 cents per share, or $52 for rolling it up $1. So now I'm at 25. So by the way, we said my break even is 22, 25 minus 22. That's $300 additional profit on top of the premium I'm collecting on the call. So what is my plan with this? Like, what is this? Is this a good strategy? Is this actually working? Yes, it is. So far, it works till it doesn't. And right now, it's working. So right now, the VIX is at 1909. So obviously, from the Tuesday, it has dropped to $19. So what I'm going to do, obviously, the market opens Monday, probably do nothing on Monday. And I'll probably wait till Tuesday, and I'll roll it again, depending on where the VIX is. If the VIX is up high, if the VIX is at 23, I'll roll this up. If the VIX is at 19, maybe, I don't know. I may roll it down another $1. Because again, as long as I'm above 22 or even at $22, the break even, if I get a sign, that'll be a profit because I'm already, these covered calls, you can see netted against the 800 because I paid 800 out of pocket. I'm netting these covered call credits, and now I'm at 652 out of pocket so far. So Again, it just works. I don't know what else to say. It just works. So what am I adding more to the VIX? No, because look how come the VIX is at 19. And historically, right, you could see I like the $10 range, to be honest. So if it goes down to 15, 14, probably we'll add another leap. But as far as right now, I don't want to add it at this price. To me, it's not worth it. So whatever. Okay, so the VIX, how much did it bring in? $52. Capital, 800. Return, 6.5. Annualized, 338. I mean, you can't beat this, bro. You can't beat it. How much do I need to make per week to pay off the original investment? $22. $22.05. You can see I made 52. So again, like I said, it works till it doesn't. Right now, it's still working. So hopefully that made sense. Let me get to some comments before I get to the VIX tracker, which I have to update now. Okay. If I traded more, maybe I would use Rob's channel. Same Wolf. Rob is the creator of StockTools.app. How are we doing? I just covered that. Does that make sense, Parabolic? The VIX trade, or the VIX, everything in the VIX. All right, so we're at 93. Let's see. Woohoo! 7 more. All right, let's keep going. All right, so I have the VIX tracker. This is what I do. I track what, as of the close yesterday, which I can look now because, you know, nothing changes. If it does, who cares? All right, where the hell are we here? So I'm going to pull up my VIX position. The IV currently of the VIX is 108, 08.24%. Okay, so that is a slight decrease from the week prior. My option, the current option is worth 8.025. 8.025. Okay. So yeah, you can see last week it was worth 820 because it was priced higher and the IV was higher. This week it's worth a little less, IV is lower, and the price is lower. Okay, that makes sense. Stock price change, it went down 7.33%. Option price change, again, I want to compare the two. The option went down 2.13%. So you can see the extrinsic is actually only worth 294, which still is it just blows my mind how low that is. Because remember, you know, how much I paid for it. Maybe I got ripped off when I paid for it. Probably could have got it for 700. Who knows? So that part I have to think about. So the VIXing, so what do we got to do? Q24. All right, so we're doing that divided by the 100. Yeah. All right. So why did I not? I have to put dollar signs there so it doesn't move. So we'll do that. Okay, so we're now. Oh, yes. You know what I need to do? I need to do I need to subtract out what we made this week for that, if that makes sense. That didn't work. Per share. There you go. So last week, yeah, my break even paper value 151. Break even. Yeah, I should have gone down actually. Never mind. Let me subtract it out. I guess it was something like that. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, so bottom line is the VIX position is doing well. It's doing well. Is that normal to trade the VIX like that? I don't know. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but I'm having fun with it. All right, let's catch up on the comments. Okay, yeah, it's impressive. Like, he has links. He's connected to all these different, like, the back end stuff, and I know it's very expensive for him to run. That's why I'm trying to, let's try to get him some love. But I'm gonna have him on again so he can give his website more justice than I can. Okay. I was surprised about the roll VIX on the Tuesday. Yeah. Again, it's weird. They expire on Wednesday mornings. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. All right. Options income for the week. I made $711. Capital used, $41,249. Why'd that increase? Is it because of SOFI? Open calls. Open, VIXing. Oh, maybe I forgot to add the VIXing last time. All right, whatever. Shouldn't have increased, but whatever. My annualized this week, 89% overall. Again, it's because I didn't make money on a lot of the dead money, right? There's a lot of dead money there, so we're gonna have to make a decision on those. Year-to-date income. No, that's not. Yeah, my formula is not. Do I want to do year-to-date? What was working, right? Oh, okay. So it worked till it didn't. But now I got to get rid of these freaking borders. Okay, so year-to-date income 6,702. Annualized income. If I take the 711, I multiply by 52. If I made it every single week, that would produce an annualized income of $36,000. So retiring on options with that is not possible. Definitely not possible. So what we need to do is we need to up our game. We need to increase the value of our account. We need to actually start making money while the bill pay is happening. So even though I'm paying bills out of this account, I need to have some growth. Lately, that has not been happening. We've been moving the opposite direction, all thanks to Robinhood, thanks to Palantir, thanks to Open. So again, there's a trend there, and that's the individual underlyings, right? These are individual equities, individual companies, that have risk. So there she goes barking. She did good for a while. Dylan says, I never traded the VIX, bought an option on the VIX once. What'd you do once you bought it, though? Did you just wait and sold it for a profit, or you just waited and then, because it seems like it doesn't move like you would think it would. All right. Okay. All right, let's move on. Monthly income, no update there. Obviously, we're in the month of February still. So here's the details on the RODY. So what this screen print is, for those of you that know, yes, I did share this spreadsheet in the options channel on the Discord. This is just like a way to summarize and look at how much you made for the week on top of what your synthetic average is, your cost basis, basically, what the current stock price is, and what your lowest strike price is. I did add lowest because obviously I'm now scattering some strikes here. So, and then it shows, all right, how far out of the money are you on some of these? ELF, you can see that's the only one in the money, but that's because ELF is actually performing pretty well. But again, we'll see how that goes. And again, you can see I made $711. So not bad. Again, my goal, which I lowered my expectation and my goals, I used a 40% yield, is $510. Obviously, I've exceeded that 3 weeks in a row for February. We have one more week, one more Friday in February, but we are on target. However, again, the capital is still diminishing, which is not helping. But again, I think if we keep more of an index focused moving forward, I think this strategy will work out much better, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. We got the RODY as that, and now this is basically the final spreadsheet. It's the final count. Actually, let's check the subs. You ready? Ooh, 6 more. 6 more. All right. Between the 44 people, that's not bad. We have 44 people right now. I think it's just on YouTube too. I don't know. I can't tell. Can you guys tell me? I don't know if X is working, but either way, doesn't matter. There's 43 of you listening from somewhere. So if between the 43 of you, we can get 6 people before the end of the stream, we win. We're already over an hour. I've been talking for an hour and 6 minutes. So this is, that's a long time. Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. X is working. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. So most of them are probably from X then. All right. Let's keep going. Open. Again, let's just go quick summary. This is the out of pocket, this column, this row 4. This is how much we made in covered calls. This is the additional risk. This is the collateral we had to put up, or we have up, currently have up for these positions, if that makes sense. All right. Now down here, this is how much we need to earn on a weekly basis in order to pay off the original expense of row 4, which is the, the expense of the synthetic. Obviously, you could see we only need $13 a week for open, which is great, or an additional $489. SOFI, we're at house money. And, we're obviously, it looks like we're 700. If you add these two, we're $714 ahead. However, we still have downside exposure of 2,100. So if you net the two, right? If you net the two, that's a loss of 1,386, right? Which is down here. So we don't want that. We want to be complete house money. We want house money down here too, but we only have until May, so we're probably not going to get there. So this may actually end up being a losing trade. As great as SoFi has been, it's just like that to be a losing trade. All right, the other SoFi position, not doing that great either, but we have until June of 28. We need to make $17 per week for house money on the out of pocket, or 29 total for house money, all expenses, all risk in general. ELF, again, this one's a little hard to explain, but basically I used to have a January position. I kept, I got my ass kicked on that, by the way. I kept, those amounts here, which is why you could see we're still down. But overall, our current ELF position is doing good. Palantir, believe it or not, we are at house money. This thing was doing well. It was staying in a range, but now that it's tanked, we're kind of set back a little. So unfortunately, this house money doesn't matter because we still have a downside risk of 74.22. All right. What else? IWM, you could see we need to make about 32 per week, and Q's 34. Or if you look at the overall, 123 versus 92. But again, when it comes down to it, well, Netflix, I didn't even talk. Forget this freaking Zicket. Zicket's been pissing me off. But look at the exposure too. Obviously, I have most of my exposure in Palantir. Not good. Not good. I got to get the hell out of it, to be honest. So I'll probably do that if I have time to breathe this week. All right. So out of all the positions, how do I feel and how are we doing? Well, open. I don't feel great about it. We're down about 47% on the position. So do I feel like it's going to recover? I do. I feel like it has a chance. But again, who the hell knows? High risk, high reward. Right now, it's more risk than reward. That is for damn sure. All right. What about SoFi? This May position is pretty much probably a goner unless they cut interest rates or something to help, SoFi move. But SoFi has been doing nothing but go down. So I don't know. To be honest, I just don't know. I'm not worried about the June. In fact, I may decide to just cut my losses on this one and then add one more position to this one to lower my cost basis to stay in the game. As far as ELF, I'm up 28% overall. I think that's with the old numbers too, which again, fantastic. Palantir, I mean, look at that number. That is so bad. I can't even say it. Negative 164. Anyway, let's look at the indexes. IWM, I'm up 57%, and then the Qs, I'm up 52%. So again, as I've been saying, if you're going to try a similar strategy, if I were to redo this all over again, I would just do the indexes. There's no surprises. And if there is, it moves a little slower. Like when it's an individual stock, individual company, these suckers move. I gotta let the dog out 1 second. All right, but where were we? So yeah, so far so good on those. Netflix, we're down 39%. So overall, we are down 18%. So yeah, how is the overall as at value of the current RODY positions net total? It's down 18%. So yeah, not good. But again, these items in gray, they're gonna go and they're not coming back. I gotta let her up. Actually, hold on. Okay. All right. What are we doing? That's it, man. That's it. I got nothing else. Earnings open apparently had earnings last week. I thought it was this coming week. So I have like everyone went through earnings. So that's the next thing we have to worry about is the ex-dividend date on the Qs and IWM. So what I made to make sure is I'm not in the money or close to the money on those trades by ex-dividend date, because then I could possibly risk assignment, which has happened to me the last time. So that's the only thing I need to worry about coming up soon. All right, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else. Oh, wait, crap, I do. I have my wheel strategy. Right now, I'm going light on the wheel strategy because ain't nobody got time for that, right, as they say. So I'm only trading the one fund, TSLL. I did sell 2 puts. One was for this week. One was the prior week. They both expired on Friday. You could see the strike price. Again, I completely forgot. I should have sold the put yesterday. I didn't. But both of these expired worthless, right? Because they closed at 1544, which is above the strike price chosen. So if I scroll over here, these both expired worthless, and I have nothing pending currently on TSLL, which means if TSLL goes down, then I'll sell another put. But right now, of course, I do have 100 shares at $18 cost basis. So if TSLL decides to jump up high, 16, 17 range, I can sell a call at 18 or above. All right. Pretty simple. But for the week, I made $12. Woohoo! I shelled out 2,900, 21% annualized. Again, like I said, this is the forgotten part of the options trading for me. But I do want to have a little fun, and I do want to wheel. And it's going to be on TSLL because it's cheap and it moves like a maniac. There he is. There he is over here now. Bruce, what's going on? Do you still have a wheel? Yeah. I keep forgetting to cover it, to be honest, because by the time I get through, I should do the wheel first. It would just be so much quicker because by the time I get through the RODY, it takes way too long. Maybe I'm just too slow and I'm covering way too much. But yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Weekly income. Again, yeah, I'm not making much right now because I'm a little light on the wheel. On the wheel, let's check out the subs. All right. Well, it looks like we're stuck at 94. We tried, man. We tried. You're crazy, man. All right. So what we can do is we can play the RODY song, right? We can play the RODY song, and we can hope that we hit 100. Or should we put it on a loop until we hit 100? You want to do that? Want to put the RODY song on a loop till we hit 100? Let's do that. I'm gonna that way I'll start sharing on my phone. All right. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. So I'll put up a comment. Ready? Song on loop until 100 subs. There you go. All right, so I'm going to play the song, and we'll come back with a keyword after we hit 100 subs, and we'll call it a day.
Ooh. Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Builds people up, less results address. Streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his past. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays a discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Yeah. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud, just to test that will. Same mindset when the chalk goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go dig a hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and were entertained. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you got to say the keyword. Freedom! Freedom! Ooh. Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype. hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Builds people up, less results address. Streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his path. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays a discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud, just to test that will. Same mindset when the chart goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go dig a hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and were entertained. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you gotta say the key word. Freedom! Freedom! Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Builds people up, less results address. Streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his path. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays a discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud, just to test that will. Same mindset when the chart goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go dig a hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and were entertained. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you gotta say the keyword. Freedom! Freedom! Ooh. Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Builds people up, less results address. Streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his past. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays of discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Yeah. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud, just to test that will. Same mindset when the chart goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go dig a hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and were entertained. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you gotta say the keyword. Freedom! Freedom! Ooh. Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Builds people up, less results address. Streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his past. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays of discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud just to test that will. Same mindset when the chart goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go dig a hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and will entertain. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you got to say the key word. Freedom! Freedom! Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Builds people up, less results address. Streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his path. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays a discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Yeah. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud just to test that will. Same mindset when the chart goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go dig a hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and will entertain. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you got to say the key word. Freedom! Freedom! Ooh. Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D, retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Yeah, builds people up, less results address. Yeah, streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his past. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays of discipline, never chasing fame. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Yeah. Options on screen, risk handle precise. Structures built calm, every move got a price. Cover calls roll, protection in place. Time on his side, patience setting the pace. They say slow down, he say stay exact. Same calm tone when the market snap. Runs through mud, just to test that will. Same mindset when the chalk goes still. Sings on the post, crowd laugh, he grin. Go digger hook, but the lesson still win. Movie quotes fly, wrestling frame. Serious work, but he keep it light, man. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. If you want that life, say freedom with me. This was for fun and entertainment purposes. I hope you have fun and were entertained. And if not, I'll do better next time. And if you made it this far, and you want to make sure everybody knows, you got to say the key word. Freedom! Freedom!
Two to go.
Yeah. Good morning, friends. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Cash flow mindset, moving differently. Numbers don't lie, plans stay ready. If you want that life, say freedom with me. R to the O to the D. Retire on dividends, you know me. Built, not sold, yeah, intentionally. No hype talk, just clarity. If you want that life, say freedom with me. Mid-40s, married man, house stay loud. Raising up boys, turning boys into men. New puppy running, chaos around. Still clocking in, but he plotting the end. Giants fan scars, yeah, he wear that pain. Smiles through the losses like part of the game. Never throw shots, never talks that mess. Yeah, builds people up, less results address. Yeah, streams every day, never missing a beat. YouTube live X when the mic get heat. Not selling dreams, just showing the math. Wins and drawdowns, full on his past. Spreadsheet brain with a streetwise frame. Plays of discipline, never chasing fame.
Right there, we did it. We made it to 100 subs, an hour and 40 minutes in. So, you want to say thank you to everyone?
Thank you.
Say thank you for subscribing.
No, yeah, you say that.
I just did.
Thank you, Ivan.
Say we made it to 100.
I made it happen.
And then we're going to say, she take my money.
I can't say that.
Try
I
it.
can't have say that.
You can say it.
No, I can't.
All right. 101. It moved again.
Yeah.
All right. Keyword today is ROO. R-O-O. Retire on options. My alter ego. New channel. New name. New acronym. New nickname. So Little Rod is here to celebrate 100 subscribers. The first video ever. We made it. We did it. Say congratulations. Yeah, excited? Yeah. Say woohoo.
Woohoo.
All right, we're out of here. Long day ahead. We'll see where we go. We'll see where the day ends. Maybe we'll hit 150 by the end of the day. What do you think? Rue 101 exactly. All right. Again, keyword. If you made it this far, oh no, you got a boo boo. If you made it this far in the video,
No, it's burger.
oh, it's better.
Yeah.
And you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. Keyword today is Roo. Say it.
Ooh.
Roo. Roo.